My paper was commissioned by the GGKP and it focused on examining obstacles to green fiscal reform and how they can be overcome. So I looked at a number of cases from developing and developed countries on green fiscal reforms and identified a number of ways that you could overcome obstacles. So through the use of different mitigation measures for vulnerable groups, through the use of revenues and various complementary strategies and tools. The research looked at both environmental tax and subsidy reforms across different sectors, and also sort of seeks to provide some general insights on how you can actually overcome these obstacles and move forward with the reform, while also recognizing the need for a more sort of tailored approach to different countries. I would probably say my research highlighted the importance of identifying impacts of green fiscal reform, in that sort of need an honest discussion on both the pros and the cons, intended and unintended impacts of the reforms, as this can be quite useful in informing the effective design and implementation of green fiscal reform, and also help build support for the reform, for example by identifying or helping to identify and clarify the costs of non-action and also kind of pros and cons of the reform. I would probably say the need for more sort of ex post assessments of the actual impacts of green fiscal reform, so impacts on jobs, on competitiveness concerns, because they are always raised as barriers to reform, and then if we actually look at the results and the impacts of cases, we can hopefully see that maybe the impacts are not as bad as they could be, or there are different ways to design the process that can help.